Before I start this video, I want to apologize for the slow upload times lately. Due to the adpocalypse, or rather YouTube's new policy regarding ads, I have to spend a lot of my time working on my other online projects. I am very hopeful though that soon YouTube will wake up and stop demonetizing all our content. But regardless of ads or no ads, I am going to try to start picking up the pace and start trying to make longer videos like I used to. I would also like to thank my Patreons for their support, and also everyone who watches and subscribes to my channel. Now, while promoting her new album, Kesha stated during an interview that her new album Rainbow was inspired by a UFO sighting that she had while visiting a national park in the desert of California. Kesha said that while she was sitting on a rock, totally sober, she saw in the sky a bunch of UFOs, or in her own words, a bunch of spaceships, and that there were at least 5 or 7 of them flying right above her. And of course, she could not believe what she was seeing, and she just sat there staring in total disbelief until these UFOs finally disappeared from her sight. And she was convinced that these crafts were alien in origin. Now during this interview, she was asked, well, why didn't you record or take any pictures of these UFOs? And she replied that she was in such a state of shock that she didn't even think about it. It didn't even cross her mind until a couple of minutes after the sighting. Now, I have covered so many stories on this channel, from ghosts to aliens to Bigfoot, and 99% of the time these eyewitnesses never get any proof, even though nowadays most of us have smartphones right in our pockets. And to be honest, I think it does make sense. As if I was in the woods and I came face to face with Bigfoot or an alien craft, the last thing I would be thinking about is my camera, as I would probably be so shocked by what I was looking at. Now, whether we believe if Kesha is telling the truth or not in regards to these UFOs being extraterrestrials, there is no doubt in my mind that whatever it was that she saw on that day had a huge impact on her life, just by looking at her new album cover. And if she didn't believe in aliens before this encounter, she sure does now. There is also another UFO sighting coming from Prodigy before he sadly died. Prodigy claims that during an interview with Viceland one night, there was a blackout. Everybody's power within his neighborhood went out. Then not too long after this blackout, a very bright light shined through his window. At first he thought that it must be a helicopter looking for someone. But then this white light started to change in colors. It was magnificent. So Prodigy ran to the window to see what was causing this. And he and his wife saw a huge UFO floating just right above his house. Now, Prodigy believed that this UFO was there for a reason. In his own words, "The UFO came to my house to show me a light, as if to say, wake up, snap out of it. We are real, and you are important to us. Okay, we gotta go for now. Hope you're ready for when we come back." So it seems that this UFO sighting gave Prodigy a little bit of peace before he sadly died by sickle cell disease. Another very famous UFO sighting happened to John Lennon in 1974. In an interview, Lennon stated that one day he was lying down on his bed when all of a sudden he felt a very strong urge to go look outside of his window. And when he looked outside, he saw a very strange craft just hovering over the building across the street from him. So John, very shocked by what he was looking at, called out to his girlfriend, and they both could not believe what they were seeing. They both claimed that they saw a large circular craft moving towards them. It was shaped like a flattened cone. And on top of this craft was a very large, blinking red light. And all across the middle of this craft were smaller white lights, and they too were also blinking very fast. And they just stared at this thing in total disbelief until it finally flew away. Now, right after the sighting, John called the police, and the police told John that he was not the only one, as there were many others who had also seen this craft on that very same day. Even Mick Jagger of the Rolling Stones had a UFO encounter back in 1968. One night while he was out camping with his girlfriend of the time, he noticed a strange craft in the sky. And this craft was getting closer and closer, and he and his girlfriend started to get a little scared because whatever this was not normal. It was a huge cigar-shaped craft flying just right above them. And Mick believed that this was not just a UFO, but a UFO mothership, as this thing was huge. Now, this sighting also had a huge impact on his life. He even had a UFO detector installed at his English estate. Now, I'm not really sure what a UFO detector is or how it works, but I do know that there are a lot of documented cigar-shaped UFO sightings each and every year. Now, while I was making this video, I uncovered that there are lots of famous people who have had major impacts on human civilization that have seen UFOs, making me wonder if there is some sort of link between extraterrestrials and humans destined for greatness, such as Muhammad Ali, Alexander the Great, Winston Churchill, Ronald Reagan, Jimmy Carter, etc. So I decided that I'm going to make these encounters into a series because I find these sightings coming from very powerful people extremely interesting. Until next time, this is Paranormal Junkie. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned.